I love Echo, and I think you all should know. Look at him. Echo! Echo! He needs to lose a little bit of weight, but we're working on that. I got him a laser pointer, and it's been doing wonders. If you're waiting on clarity right now before you start the thing that you feel you're called to start, I'm telling you, it's not going to come until you bring action into it. Obedience is what brings the clarity. God doesn't really give you clarity before you start. I think a lot of us, and I'm so guilty of this, call procrastination being still. And being still and know that I'm God, that's biblical, but so is go. And if there's something that you feel God has called you to do, maybe you don't know 100%, but it's pure, it's lovely, it brings you closer to your purpose, then that is a very good indicator that that's from God, and you should just take some sort of action towards it. Waiting forever is not faith. That is something that we do out of fear. Peace doesn't mean that it's effortless. It just means that the presence of God is in it. I think a lot of us confuse comfort with peace. And the thing that God's calling you to do is probably not easy. It's probably not. It seems hard, but that's the point, because that means that God has to be in it with you. Because with man, not all things are possible, but with God, anything is possible. And again, if the thing that you're being pulled towards is pure, it's lovely, it's peaceful, then it's a great indicator and filter that that is from God. I promise you that God is not out here confusing his kids for fun. Something that I've had to learn is that there is never going to be a perfect time. You just have to start. When I started posting on this YouTube channel, I had no clarity whatsoever, but I just knew, like, I want to help people. I feel like this strong desire in me to be posting videos. So I just got to start. And if you don't believe me, go look at some of my old YouTube videos. Not that I'm ashamed of any of those, but I, of course, was like confused on like what exactly should I be saying out here on the internet. But the more and more I kept posting, the more and more I kept spending time with God, the clarity just kind of came with that. And I want to talk about my weight loss journey. It took me years to lose the weight. I was very depressed. I was very unhappy. And the problem was I would go, and then I would fail, or what I thought was failure, and then I would just quit. And I kept doing this yo-yo thing. And the time that it actually stuck was when I realized there's never going to be a perfect time to start. There's never going to be a perfect life. Like, I'm not perfect. I can't just do every day the same. Like, failure is going to happen. Engrave that into your brain. It's going to happen. There are going to be days where you just sit around and eat a bunch of ice cream. That's not reason to give up. That happens. Like, we are human. Those things are going to happen. I finally lost like 50 pounds at one point because I realized I just have to consistently do it, even if that means failing. I just got to consistently do it, and I will produce the fruit. All of 2025, I felt very miserable in my job. It was a corporate job, and it's not that it was a bad job at all. It's just that it wasn't using my gifts, and I had no purpose there. So I felt a calling in me one day, a divine moment with God, where I felt him saying, become a personal trainer. Like, I love fitness, I love self-development, so I felt called to go into that path. And I just said, screw it. Okay, God, like, let's just change up my career. I thought I was going to be in sales for my whole life, but I felt called to do something that I was passionate about and that I knew was actually going to help people. I studied for such a long time, every single day of the week, like 6-hour days on the weekends, and I finally passed. I finally got all of my certifications, and then I ended up interviewing with a job, and I had so many interviews with them. I got into their training program, and then I got cut, and I was devastated. I was upset. That is the job that I wanted, and I felt like God was literally telling me, this is the job for you. And at that point, you start doubting. You're like, God, was I even supposed to become a personal trainer? Like, what was I supposed to do? So I got very down bad with this. And then the more and more I spent time with God, I became bolder in my faith. Obviously, reading your scripture just does some stuff to you. Like, it's supernatural. It's insane. But I felt this nudge in me that was just, write your 2-week notice. It wasn't even submit it. It was just, write it. At the beginning of December, I had gotten an email from another gym, and I didn't really think much of it, and I was down bad, so I did not reply. After I had written up my 2-week notice, I felt like, I'm going to reply to this gym. I did not have my hopes up. I didn't even care. I didn't even prep for the interview when they had replied to me and they put me on with an interview. Then they had me go and work out with them. And then I had another interview, which was the best interview of my life. And the job suited me so much better than the other one. But if I had just sat around, not written up my 2-week notice, I would have never gotten that clarity. I would have never gotten this amazing opportunity that God gave to me. The rejection of the first job was literally redirection from God. I mean, how amazing is that? The point that I'm trying to make here is clarity didn't come when I sat and waited and just felt sorry for myself. It came when I started to move on the things that I wanted and I knew God was calling on my life. God is not going to reveal the whole staircase to you. He's just going to reveal the next step, and it's up to you to listen to that. Y'all, we're all excited to be with Jesus, and I totally get that, and that's coming one day, and that's so cool. But we're here on earth, and we each have assignments. There's people that you're meant to help. There's things that you are called to build, and all of this is for a greater purpose, which is Jesus Christ. Stop waiting. Take that next step, whatever it is that is on your heart, that is on your mind, that's pure, that's lovely, and that's peaceful. If it's hard, that still means that it's from God. God gives hard things to his children, but that's because we have his supernatural strength and power. Whatever it is, take that step and that clarity is going to follow. I can promise you that. I pray and hope that this resonated with the person that's on the opposite side of this screen. And if you're in a similar season, comment, I'm moving. And let's stop sitting around on the assignments that God has called us to do. I love you guys so, so much. Thank you for supporting this channel, and I will see y'all in the next video.